Good morning, gang. It's another Saturday, and I'm actually here, as opposed to at a volleyball tournament or a soccer tournament or any other number of kid related, teen related Saturday busy things that I often find myself doing. So glad to be here, and I got some books to talk about. I got some TV show stuff to talk about, and hopefully have some time with you good people. The girls are still asleep. This is the issue I'm having now with teenagers. I feel like this show needs to happen at like 2 in the afternoon to guarantee their attendance, but we'll see. They didn't stay up super late last night. We'll see if they roll in a little late, as teenagers often do. But let's say hello to the Tailgaters. Of course, we had Perry, who's about to go live in 30 minutes. So he's given us the 30 minutes, and then he's going to be over there on his channel. I think he's playing a Batman game this morning. And he's giving me all the faces, all the smiley faces. We got Magic Lasso singing Kate and Charlie's theme song. Try to wake him up. No beagles or bagels this morning because they're just out like lights. Perry says he ate a beagle. That's disgusting. Pass. Let's see. Everyone talking about food, snacks. We got the art chemist in the chat. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? Love the Thanos with the gauntlet there. We got Thierry. What is going on, my man? The guy who's always sending me ridiculous, hilarious, buck wild stuff on Instagram. I appreciate you. And mostly my favorite stuff you do is the soccer, like the football clips. I know there's always a lot of sports stuff, and I appreciate all of it, but the soccer highlights, the crazy trick plays and stuff, that's where you slay, my sir. That's where you slay. Let's see. We got aggressively relaxing in the chat. Good morning to you. Happy Saturday. I haven't had my coffee or anything. I've just been up and reading this morning, and that's a good way. That's a good way to start the day. We got Old Wolf. Tony is in the chat. My MegaCon homie, what is going on? Hope your Saturday is kicking off right. Let's see who else we got. Some vacuum cleaners. I don't know what's going on. We got Agu. What is going on? Neighbor to the north. I hope things are going well on your. I know you were helping Tom. I think I saw clips of you helping the last round of the newest round, I should say, of mystery mail calls going out. And I saw Agu was helping out there, so that's awesome, my man. Perry, what is going on? Bizarro Fat, good morning. Happy Saturday, my man. Hope things are going right for you. Haven't eaten breakfast. I just got home from work. I don't understand any of what this is all crazy to me. Just bonkers. That's buck wild. Got Crystal in the chat. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you, Crystal. I hope things are going well for you. What is going on? Shop in the chat, and let me find our guy. Go up to my overlays here because there he is. John Doom, comic community bad monster there. Thank you, Shop, for creating John Doom and for coming by and hanging out in the chat with us. Happy Saturday to you. We got the Rican Rod in the chat. What's going on, Rod? Hope you're doing well, my man. He dropped a video this morning, so if you want to see Rod's pickup, TMNT fans want to cruise over to the Rican channel and check out the new YouTube short that Rod made, because he picked up a pretty sweet little piece there, I'm just going to say. Look at Tacoma Ian in the chat. What is going on, Ian? Happy Saturday to you. Much appreciated. We got Gore. Oops, sorry. I skipped Gore to say hello to Crystal again, but we got Gore Vidal in the chat. He said he enjoyed Spain's win. I did not watch it. I tend to catch highlights later because I don't have live TV anymore. So unless it's like streaming on a service I get, I usually miss out on that stuff. Yeah, I got my first ever Comic Community Award nomination. Apparently they announced them last night. I was in the live stream, so I was in and out, but I did hear that my name came up in the category of Best Omnibus Reviews. And here's my favorite part about it. I'm going head to head with Justin. So Omni X-Men is a house divided. Watch out. I don't know who you pick. I don't know how you vote for one when we both do the Omni reviews. It's a tricky voting. It's tricky. Tacoma says, if I could hijack your chat and ask everyone to check out my new installment of Fun Run Friday, I'm going to go there right after this now. So Tacoma is right there, and any one of my wrenches can drop the link to Tacoma's channel. And yeah, absolutely. Please do, sir. Let's see. We had this French exchange student join the high school soccer team, and it turned us all around overnight. One time he pinned the ball between his feet and flipped it in. That's buck wild. A really talented player can really shake things up, right? I vote to add a passed out storm to go over John Shoulder's doom. Well, I got that storm over my shoulder right there. Is that good enough? Let's see who else we got. If not, I'll delete my previous comment and erase everyone's memory. I mean, this is true, Gore. This is true. It would only really matter if Justin and I cared about awards, and we don't. I mean, I love that Brian is celebrating and highlighting channels, and that's the best thing that Brian LCS is doing with these awards. But I don't feel like I don't really push them. I don't drop links or any of that stuff. I don't ask people to vote because it just it seems weird. And I'm not that kind of a person. Maybe I'm a crappy self-promoter. It doesn't seem, I don't know. It's not me. It's just not me. What's up, Terry the Bronze Page? Good morning. Happy Saturday to you. And thanks. There's Perry. He did it. He dropped the link to Tacoma's channel or the video right there. So you can check that out for Tony, or mark it for later so that you can watch it when we're done here. All that is good stuff. We got Don Gustavo Sleepy Slots. I have no plans to go to the beach today. It's a little overcast. We have a lot to do around here. We just finished a big remodel on our bathroom in the master bedroom. So we're moving all the furniture and things back around where they should be. So we're finally getting to some of those things. Thank goodness. Cali Comics is here. Good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. All right, cool. So yeah, like I said, it's a day here at the house where we're going to be putting the house back to order a little bit, doing a lot of things around here. But today I wanted to spend a little time this morning talking about some shows that I've been watching, some things that I've been enjoying. I have a show coming up on my channel on Tuesday night. I'm going to be joined by two gentlemen who I just absolutely admire, and I've never been on a live stream with them certainly not on my channel. So Everything Comics, I'm going to get Bob on my channel on Tuesday night, and I'm going to get Brother John on my channel Tuesday night. So those of you Ted Lasso fans, we're going to be talking about Ted Lasso and another one of my Ted Lasso themed live streams. But this is the most important one, in my opinion, because the discussion is going to be around mental health. And we're going to have a lot of great discussions about what the show is trying to say about mental health. We're going to give examples from our lives about mental health challenges and ways in which we've dealt with mental health. So it's going to be a broader discussion surrounding this topic, right, of self-care. And if you want to be there in the chat, even if you're not a Ted Lasso fan, I think it'll be a very enriching discussion. These two guys are just perfect for talking about this topic. And I think it's going to be a real wide-ranging discussion that will certainly be built on the foundation of what that show had to say about mental health in sports. But I think beyond that, we're going to really broaden the topic to discuss the value, importance, and necessity almost of mental health care, like self-care. So it should be a lot of exciting, powerful stuff on Tuesday night on my channel. I'll post stuff and let you all know, but it should be in that 10 Eastern time frame. So a little late if you're on the East Coast, but worth it. Not being nominated is basically my evil origin story. This isn't finished. You'll see. You'll all see. Hey, I mean, I was right there with you. The first 2 years, I didn't even make the big long form list, I don't think, like where they show everybody who even got mentioned. I didn't even make the mentions list, which is fine. Like I do this for me and for the friends like you all that I've made. That's why I do this. So the award thing just seems like gravy. And the best part about it, like I always say, is I find new channels, and that's why I like what Brian does, and the praise I give to Brian and his committee and all those kinds of things is all built on, hey, there's another great channel I can follow. Wow, they do omnibus reviews or indie comic reviews. That's what I love to watch. I want more of that, right? So I appreciate Brian doing that. I mean, and he was posting on the facial hair comment this morning. I think I saw E-Man post on that. It was very funny. Yeah. Hey, anything is self-care that makes you feel like you are enriching your experience, right? Manis and petties and, facials and massages and even just reading comic books. I felt very enriched this morning sitting down, and my mental health care was, I'm going to get away from screens for a little bit. I'm going to get away from, the world outside for a little bit and dive into some good reading. In fact, this is a book I can't wait to talk about here in a little bit. Hugely important. Villains Unite. There it is. See, I'm John Doom for a reason. I would be excited for a spinoff of Ted Lasso. I absolutely would be, but it's all about the people behind it, right? That's what matters the most. Listen, 18 minutes till the Bears game. You better hurry. Yeah, I'm not much of a sports guy, so if you need your Bears, you go get your Bears. That could be that's another mental health care thing that you might do. Just watching sports allows you to kind of like take a breather from other things. I read from my mental. See, yeah. It legit helps me as well. And that's why I prefer fiction and comic books, because I don't want to live, I don't want to get my relaxation from the real world like that. That's just not what I'm interested in. I just want to win all the cupcakes, tacos, and Hulk comics. I have some Hulk goodness to share here, just a bit, Glitter, because I didn't share it last time. So definitely important. Hey, Pop says he's been gone a while. Glad we're back. Good to see you, sir. I've been spending I've been spending a lot of time in gymnasiums, watching Kate serve volleyballs, and so we definitely. It's nice to have a Saturday off. Is always very nice. Playing video games, yeah, another great way. Exactly. And again, it can be food, it can be cooking, it can be activities. Ideally, it's something that is enriching you physically as well as mentally, but it's hard to find all those things. Tailblazing, what's going on? Good to see you. So, I mean, I finished the first season of Black Mirror, but it started to touch a little bit too close. Some of those episodes in Black Mirror really get a little too close to the core. It's like, I equate it to like, what was it? Twilight Zone, but Twilight Zone that makes you traumatized when you're finished with it. Like it's a traumatized, like Twilight Zone was always kind of kooky and quirky, and occasionally you'd get one that was a little uncomfortable making, but nothing like Black Mirror wants to be like a splinter in your mind. It just burrows its way in. It's rough. After having too many kids, I understand why baseball is so appealing. Oh my gosh. I know a ton of people that feel this way, Crystal, for sure. Look at all the football fans out here. Anthony Mackie video game episode. Whew. Yeah. There's some really intense ones. So I'm going to dive into, am I going to win the award? I think I'm going to spend the whole time taking shots at my partner, No Good Comics, because he got nominated too. And we do the same kind of content about this stuff, because obviously we do the X-Men show together. So I'm going to spend most of my time just having war. Nobody's going to beat Gem Mint. I just want that up front. Nobody beats Gem Mint in the Omnibus award category. Who's going to beat Gem? The guy's got a Gempire, right? So it's really I just want to make sure Justin doesn't win. That's how petty I am, I guess. I just want to make sure Justin doesn't win, because he's going to lord that over me forever. If he wins and I don't, I'm never going to hear the end of it. So I just need to make sure he doesn't win. So that's how toxic I'm becoming about this. Just be ready. Let's see. We got blood splatter chatter. What is going on, sir? That is a phenomenal logo. Phenomenal. Gore says Gore says Black Mirror is excellent. It's very yeah. I can totally see all of this. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Let's see. Everyone is beating him this year. Let's go. Is Fish Cat in here? Oh, he's not. Is he in that category? I can't remember. Charlie's here though. Good morning. Do you want to grab any of your library books to share? Are there any of those that you read that you wanted to share? They went to the library without me because they were still on summer vacay and I was working. In a little bit. Pop-Pop's in the chat. Let's see here. Let's see. Agu says Mint has a good green screen for sure. He's got a great setup. I no shame to him. He's just gonna crush it. Petty John and kids. What's up, JP? We're just talking about how the award I'm nominated for is Omnibus Reviews, and I'm going against Gem Mint. There's no way you beat Gem Mint in that category. I just want to make sure Justin doesn't beat me because No Good is also nominated. So got to make sure. Got lots of good mornings to Charlie. Look at all the good mornings. Charlie can't read them. She's still rubbing her eyes. I have a few other. He's got a few channels. Crystal saying good morning to Charlie. Pop saying good morning to Charlie. We got Bob is in the chat. So Bob's on my channel. Like I was saying, we're going to talk Ted Lasso Tuesday night, and I'm so excited to hang with Bob on my channel. It's been a long time. I don't know that we've ever really had a chance to talk in like this. So I'm very looking forward to it. Get Terry's in the chat. He's saying good morning to Charlie. Nope, that award needs the name John on it for sure. Yeah, Fish Cat's that's a stiff competition, right? Statues against Gem Mint. I wouldn't want any of that either. Gempire. You got to watch out for the Gempire. The greatest name on the right. I knew you'd understand. I knew you'd get it. Speaking of other things that we've been reading or watching, Charlie, is there anything you want to talk? I know you got to see some movies the last few weeks. I know that there's been a bunch of shows that you've been watching. Is there anything that's on Charlie's mind?
The new Spider-Man movie.
The new Into the SpiderVerse? The second Into the SpiderVerse movie? So this one's called Across the SpiderVerse?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Well, am I not allowed to spoil?
We can spoil it. It's been a while. This movie came out a couple of months ago almost.
Okay. I didn't realize it was like gonna only be half of a movie.
Oh, you didn't realize it was gonna be a cliffhanger ending?
Yeah, I was like watching it, and then I was like, damn, we've been here for like an hour. Like, how long is this movie? And then it just ended, and I was like,
so the cliffhanger ending, setting up the third film in this trilogy, was a little shocking to you?
Yeah. And then I called it when he was in the wrong dimension.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
The twist ending.
Yeah.
You picked it. Yeah, you did. I think you leaned over to me and said something. What is up, Travis? Travis got a bunch of nominations last night. Of course, as being a community member who's always supporting and in chats, he's a tough guy to beat there for sure. What's up, Michael Gallant? Good morning. What's up, Jilly Jill? Good morning. Let's see. We're talking about. See, what did I miss here? We're talking about Across the SpiderVerse, the animated sequel that dropped this summer, and some of Charlie's feelings. Was there anything you really did like? Any characters you thought were really great that you really enjoyed?
Well, Gwen Stacy is always going to be my favorite character because she's just the best.
Spider-Gwen is cool.
Yeah, she's always like, I don't know. I really like her costume because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Spider-Man's always like, he's like, is that really like a white and black and like with a little bit of blue? And I
sometimes they call her the Ghost Spider.
Yeah, I really like the ballet shoes. And like
I always love the hoodie that she's got, which is a fun design. Obviously, Miles has a version of that where he's got the black hoodie. But I've always thought that was a cool look. And the ballet slippers are really cool. That's a good look.
It's definitely my favorite.
Yeah. What's up, Big Will? Good morning to you. He has arrived. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I don't know who is Fett talking to me. So your video got me to start this crazy journey. Uh-oh. Don't mean to start any journeys. Okay. So, okay, didn't love the ending, the cliffhanger. Did you enjoy the movie? Would you rank it higher than the first one, lower than the first one? Same,
Lower. That's just
lower.
because the first movie is like amazing, and the music is so much better.
You like the music more in the first movie.
Yeah, I did like
Good
that
morning, Air
one.
Spider.
My favorite scene though in the second one is when they're sitting upside down
Uh-huh.
on the little like, I forget what it's called. It's like this famous monument, and they're just sitting upside down.
Yeah, they're hanging from underneath the ledge.
And her hair is like floating, but his isn't.
Yep.
And then she's kind of like rests on his shoulder. I thought that was really cool
Sure.
shot.
Yeah. Yeah, the visuals were really cool. Like when
Mhm.
he's falling up, because the shot's upside down, but
Yeah.
he's falling, so it looks like he's falling up.
Yeah.
Crazy,
And like
cool
in the
visuals.
first one when he was like coming off the wall and the glass was shattering.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's tough to beat the first film. The first film is definitely superior for me, but that's just my view on it.
And I did not like the ending of the second one. I was just kind of like
Surprised.
Did not expect it.
Sure. I wanted to say hi to the little air spiders because I know that this is usually lunchtime for them when they catch the show. So if everybody's sitting down for lunch, I hope everybody's having something yummy.
I'm still waking up.
Charlie's still waking up. Yeah, it's only it's not even 9 o'clock here in the morning. So this is slow wake up time in Charlie's world. So Charlie, you just started school.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks done. How do you feel about 7th grade?
I have like 38 weeks left.
You're counting them down already. 38 weeks left.
I like it, but I like summer more.
Well, I mean, I understand that. I respect that. What are your thoughts on 7th grade?
I do like it.
Any of the things you really were happy about, excited about, anything you've been enjoying?
I like some of the teachers. They're really nice. And I like oh yeah, sorry. I like the PE set, our new PE spot.
Oh yeah.
It's like farther and it's closer to my next class, so it's like the perfect spot for me.
Okay. What have you been doing so far in PE?
Not really. We just been doing like free play and getting our locks and getting our lockers.
All the beginning of the year stuff.
Yeah. I think next week is the first week of dressing out.
Okay. Do you know what you're going to be doing? Have they told you or? Okay.
No.
All right. Exciting. Is she taking robotics? She is not. Charlie is allowed one elective and she chose
advanced art.
Advanced art. She did what they call the wheel last year where she tried a few different electives. And then this year she's chosen to do art. There you go. What electives, if any, do you get? There you go. So what are some of the other choices you could have picked?
Forensic science.
Forensic science. Yikes.
Computers.
Robotics. Okay.
And there was like a crime one. I don't know if that's the same thing as
that's the forensic science. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was regular art.
Okay.
Drama. Choir.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I guess band and choir. Yeah.
Jazz, and then there's all the band things.
Okay.
And then there's like one really weird. I don't remember what it's called, but it was like a really weird one. I was reading it and I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm probably not. I don't really want to do that. But then there was cooking. And I think that was
because you enjoyed the cooking class last year as part of the wheel. I remember you were coming home trying things.
And then there was Spanish.
And then Spanish. Okay.
Yeah.
E-Man has a 6th, 7th, and 8th grader in his house. My goodness. It's a lot of energy. I have a 9th and a 7th at my house. Let's see here.
9 plus 7 is 16.
Does your school offer sign language or any other languages? It's just Spanish right now, right?
No, yeah, it is. But they have like posters around, and they like, sometimes when they give you like, it's like scrap paper or something, like they flip it on the side that tells you about the sign language.
Gotcha. 3rd grade is my I taught 3rd grade for over 10 years. I love 3rd grade. It's just one of the best years. So I'm very excited for you. I think you're going to love it. Art is cool. I agree. We got Kenneth Bird in the chat. Good morning, Kenneth. How are you doing, sir? She's going to draw comic panels. She actually did sketch some cool stuff she wanted to share. She's been doing faces and eyes. You can share all of it. You got an eye and a face and and you were working on a Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
She's got her little hood up right there.
Yeah, the hood was the hardest part for me.
And then she was drawing herself.
And then I was trying to draw our family, but it's kind of hard.
Well, sure. Let's see. Forensic science. She could have been Batman. It's true.
Yeah, a lot of my friends did
Oh.
that.
E-Man's got to run. Catch you later, E-Man. Thank you, sir. What's your favorite type of gas? I don't know. Do I have a favorite type of gas? I don't know.
Like I don't know. Maybe he means like.
Fights at school. Ugh, that sounds rough.
There have been fights at my school, but they were only with like the 8th graders who are now like 9th graders.
E-Man does have a ton of energy. This is a fact.
You do not have a 9th grader. You have a 10th grader.
Did I do that math wrong?
Yeah, because 8th,
you're right.
Yeah,
I have a 7th and a 10th. Oops.
But yeah, there have only been like 2 fights, and there's like a park right by our school, so that's where like the stuff.
So like after school,
yeah,
or before school.
It's really dumb though. I don't think it's a very wise choice to settle something with a fight.
We definitely have had a lot more sign language as a family because my best friend growing up, his mom taught sign, and she taught sign to me in preschool and to the girls all the way through 5th grade. And so they've had a fair amount. We're not experts by any means, but it's a great thing to know how to do. Absolutely. But obviously you have American Sign Language. You have sign language from other places. So, it has its barriers as well. Sorry about that, buddy. What's your favorite and least favorite subjects in school, Charlie? Steven wants to know. Favorite
is probably math or art.
I know last year you really loved math and the wheel. There was a lot of stuff in the wheel you liked. Okay.
My math and art. And then my least favorite, probably history, because even though I get good grades in it, I'm always very confused and I don't understand it sometimes, so I have to work on that.
Okay.
And yeah.
Ask more questions, raise your hand.
Yeah, and then PE is fun, but it's not as fun as 5th grade PE.
Well, it always depends too on what you're doing in PE, because some people are like, "Oh, we're doing dance right now. I don't like it," or we're doing soccer and I love it, kind of thing.
I wouldn't mind the dance part. I just didn't like that she made us get in front of everyone and do a dance. I was like, can you just
you gotta hide in a corner somewhere and do your dance.
I would have loved to do that, but the problem is she grouped us by schools. So
this is based on a comic book cover or a sequence where Kitty Pryde is telling Xavier he's a jerk. So yeah, Professor Xavier is a jerk. We got Black Crown in the chat. What's going on? We got Alex the comic hoarder. He says he got in a fight in 8th grade. There was a lot of hype. Then it ended with the kid when the kid ripped my shirt and it was over.
Yeah, I wouldn't really mind the answer. And like you said, like it's not that bad. You can hide in this corner. At ours, she decided to spice it up by having us in our groups of our school.
Okay.
And I didn't come from the 3 big schools, so I was like, where am I gonna go? So she had everyone from the other schools, like that little other option on the quizzes. That's what we were. And then it was like a mix of us, and there were 6. The Oak Grove had like 13 kids, and we were 6. And then on the day, 3 people didn't show up, so there were 3 of us up there.
Wow.
And I was like, bro. I was very upset about that.
Julie Jill says she's taught sign, worked at a deaf school, and been an interpreter. That's fantastic. Good for you. Perry said spelling was his best class. He can be a bit of a jerk. This is true. Gore says they had boxing and it was not an option. You had to punch it and get it out. My mom bought us this pair of boxing gloves when I was a kid growing up with my 2 brothers. 1 pair for 3 people. It was not her best decision making. Although 2 pairs of gloves probably could have been worse. I don't know. Do you want to go get some books that you want to share?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'll share some stuff while you're gone. How's that?
And I'll put a bagel in.
You'll put you want to pump a bagel, get a bagel started? Okay, cool. I wanted to talk a little bit about a show that I just finished watching with my wife. We had started it and then got distracted by other shows and things, and then we finished it. So I'm going to share it. If you have Amazon Prime, that's where you'll find the show Reacher. So this is a show based on the character Jack Reacher and the novels of Lee Child. Specifically, this first season is all the novel Killing Floor, which is the first novel in the series and arguably the best one. The actor, if I'm not mistaken, is famous before this for being on, I think, the CW. He was the Aquaman on the CW. Richson is his last name. I think it's Alan Richson. He's giant. He is huge, big guy, like 6'4", 6'5", and then just like shredded. This guy, he's like an American Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. And he's playing the character of Jack Reacher. If you've seen, I know that Tom Cruise did a couple of mediocre Jack Reacher movies that are probably better skipped than watched. I love these novels. I've read every single one of the ones that Lee Child wrote, and then now his brother has taken over the character. So his brother is writing the books, and I've kind of stopped reading them when the brother took over. If anybody knows if those books are worthy, I heard they were kind of middling and not as necessarily as good as the best ones. So for me, this was just a chance to see a more accurate, I guess you could say, or a more true to the novel version of the character and this world. I thought the first season was really good. I don't know that I would give it an A. It's probably a B, but a very solid B and very entertaining. And some of the fight sequences are really, really good. And I definitely recommend checking it out if you want something action-packed. It's definitely not kid-friendly. If you want something just for you or you and your spouse to enjoy at night, you've got Amazon Prime and you're looking for something, this is worth it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the books themselves in a second, because again, like I said, I've read them all, but I know it looks like some people in the chat giving us some comments, and I'll take this visual down because Charlie brought in a guest star.
Hold on.
Who'd you bring in, Charlie?
I
brought in our kitty cat. She keeps escaping and coming back, so we've got our kitty cat here. Whoop.
Oh, she's definitely zoomy right now.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the chat, what people are saying. Let's see. Where is it? Let's see. I want that shirt that says Cyclops was right. He was Hawk in the Titans. Okay, is that what he was? Okay. I thought I had heard that he was Aquaman on the CW, but maybe I was wrong. JP, and I know, has read a bunch of these books like I have. He says Reacher was a good adaptation of that book and character. Yeah, far more accurate and true to the novel. Definitely a lot of room, I think, to grow as a quality piece of entertainment. I think the pacing was a little off. And some of the other performers weren't nearly as good as the main guy, but that's something that might change as they get more money to maybe make a better second season. I don't know. When you see Alan, then you think Tom Cruise played the same guy. You're like, what? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Let's see. Cyclops is never right. JP. Great. But yeah, the great cat escape for sure. So was he Aquaman? Is maybe Tony is confirming that. I think he was. Yeah, I thought he was Aquaman, but maybe I was wrong. I thought he had done something like that for the CW. I don't think she wants to stay.
Squirmy, yeah.
Okay, come here. All right, Kitty, you want to share one of your books? Hi, Mama.
So I have this book called Miratidebreaker.
Oh yeah, I think we've read some of these other ones. These are the DC graphic novels for like young kids, right? Young adults.
Yeah, it was really good. I read it.
You good?
I got it because I read it in like the back of a comic book at one point.
Okay.
There was like a snippet of it, and like I've been trying to like find the book for a long time, and I finally found it, and it was good. I just didn't expect it.
Okay, because we've done the Catwoman one, right?
Yeah. That was a good one.
Is that the one that did they sam? Is that in the back here? Yeah, this is. So Under the Moon is the Catwoman one.
That was a good one.
There was a Robin or Batman. A Dick Grayson one.
I didn't see that one.
That I think your sister got at the library once. But there's just a whole series of these DC young adult, young readers kind of things that are graphic novels, of course, but they're built around the teenage versions of some of your favorite characters, because there's a Raven one. I think there's a Starfire one. So a lot of the Teen Titans characters have their own. So if you've got a young teen reader in your house, they might appreciate these. How did you feel about Miratidebreaker?
I liked it, but I don't know. I think it's pretty good. It wasn't like, whoa, that was amazing.
Okay.
But it was pretty good.
So like a B minus, C
Yeah.
plus.
Be honest.
I loved the Jessica Cruz one they did. That one didn't really have any superhero, superpower stuff. It was just more about the things she was dealing with as a young kid in school and at home.
I've never seen that one.
We own that one. So that one's floating around somewhere. So there is a Jessica Cruz one. She's a Green Lantern for those that don't know. And I liked that one a lot. I bought that one. And I'm struggling to remember what the title of that one was. So I'm sorry about that. Michael says season 2 of Reacher is coming soon. That's great. I'm curious what novels they used for that one. Because Killing Floor is my favorite of the novels and definitely one you should read if you've never read those. But it was a pretty faithful adaptation of that novel for sure. They have those graphic novels at your LCS. If you're looking for any others, there you go. He was both Aquaman and Hawk. There we go. The English, starring Emily Blunt, was an excellent Amazon Prime miniseries. It wasn't your typical Western. I love a good Western, so there you go. Let's see. I've been reading the novelization of Doctor Who published by Target. I didn't know that. Air Spider says, I see these young reader books on my table. I will see these on my table very soon. There you go. There you go. Okay. And do you remember any of the others? Do you remember the Catwoman one? Did you like that one more?
That was my favorite one.
Under the Moon was a better one?
Yeah, there's also one with Raven.
Yes.
I didn't get to finish it. I just got to like a little snippet of it.
Well, we got to go to the library. We can swap it out if you want to see if they've got it.
And then there's also one with a Raven and Beast Boy. Right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, Beast Boy.
Okay.
Because he's awesome.
So let me finish what I was saying about the Killing Floor. So this book, I definitely recommend if you've watched the show or been curious about it. This is it's a quick and easy read. Good, novel with lots of twists and turns. Good thriller, which is kind of what the Reacher books are. If you want another book, this is my second favorite book from the Lee Child Reacher series. It's called Bad Luck and Trouble. It's just a great one when he gets his unit of his team from the military days back together again to solve a crime involving the unit, the group of them. It's just really good. Lots of great twists, lots of good action, and then the group of them working together, great rapport. So I've read all of them, and if you need more recommendations, I'm happy to give them. There's a lot of really good ones. Die Trying is really good. Echo Burning is really good. They're all super fast, easy reads. You can read them in a weekend, probably. Just real action-packed, intense, and exciting stuff. So I've read all and love those books. So if you haven't read them, give them a shot. If that's the kind of stuff, if you like a good detective kind of action kind of thing, I think you'll be very pleased. All right. What is your next book, Charlie? What is the other one you got there?
That one.
We've got The Second Life of Ava Rivers.
I didn't finish it, so when
by
we go, I might try to
Faith Gardner.
I didn't finish it, so when we go, I might try.
This one might have been renewed already for us because it wasn't on anybody's wait list or want list or whatever. What's the topic of this one?
So basically, it's about this girl, who she's like living her regular life. Then, I haven't read it in a long time. It was when I first got like my concussion. So now it's like.
I wasn't expecting both of you to make it. Do you want to take turns? Why don't you go make your bagel? Finish this, and then she's going to make her bagel, okay?
So I was just thinking, like, when I was first reading it, it was something along the lines of, like, so she's living her life, and then all of a sudden she gets, like, a call, and there's another, like, her, like, sister, or there's, like, a twin sister, and she's confused, and it's, like, talking about what happened to her, and you kind of find out what's going on with her, and her name, she has the same name as
Ava Rivers.
So it's like the second life of Ava Rivers.
I get it now.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, then you want to keep that one. You can put it in your room. Okay. Steven asked a great question. Do you have to read the Reacher books in order? Definitely not. I definitely recommend skipping around. If you read the back of one that you think has a really good topic, I would definitely dive into that one. Right. Only read, counting books on the shelf, 16 Reacher books. That's a lot. That's nearly all. I think you're getting close to it. And he likes Bad Luck and Trouble too. I think Bad Luck and Trouble is just a really good one in general. If you want to try one, you should give it a shot. I miss Trail Agent saying Warrior on HBO is a good show. No one is talking about historical fiction action. I will look into that. Thank you, sir. I want to read Doctor Who books, and looks like Gore's recommending some Doctor Who books for Perry there. Awesome. And then Borinkin's in the chat. Que onda? How you doing, sir? I hope you are doing well. Let's see here. Stu is here. Good morning to Stu. And that means he's a Doom fan. So John Doom is welcoming Stu into the chat. Good day to you, Stu.
Who drew that?
Shop made this. He's been doing members of the comic book community as different heroes and villains. And I said, can you do Dr. Doom? And he said, yes. So he made John Doom. And then I made it as an overlay with no background so that we could throw it up whenever we wanted to. John Doom to the rescue. Stu, good morning. I hope that your Saturday's off to a good start, my man. JP says there are only a couple that follow a previous one in some way. But even when they do, I don't feel like you have to have read the previous Reacher book. I think it works either way. So, yeah. Let's see here. We got people saying good morning to Kate. We got Steven and JP saying good morning to Kate. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. It's been a long week.
Oh, my goodness. So, Kate, I talked about some books. Your sister talked about some books. Did you want to talk about some books, or did you want to talk about a TV show instead? Yeah, that's what I thought. Kate's been really obsessed with a couple of TV shows that maybe you in your house they're getting into, or maybe your teenagers, if you've got any, are interested in. So you gotta, I'll try to bring up some overlays here. What were the names of the shows? I gotta remind myself.
Heartstopper.
That's what it was. Heartstopper. Okay, I'll bring up an image here. Do you want to tell them what Heartstopper is about?
Okay, so, can I tell them how I got into it?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I got into it like 2 years ago because it's originally a comic book. It was a graphic novel.
Okay.
So, like this kind of formatting.
Sure.
And it's about this boy named Charlie Spring who falls in love with this other boy named Nick Nelson.
Okay.
And Nick is straight, but then slowly the more they spend time with each other, Nick's kind of like, maybe I'm not straight. And then they start dating, and the whole like story is just about them.
Okay.
And they're so cute. And like the show came out, I think 2 years ago was the first season.
On Netflix.
So that's Nick.
Based on the graphic novel.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And Nick is the one without the jacket, and then Charlie's on the other side.
Okay.
So yeah, it came out I think in 2021 or 2022.
The first season on Netflix?
And the second season just came out.
Gotcha.
So yeah. It's by Alice Oseman.
And really did you had you said you'd read the graphic novel beforehand for Heartstopper?
Mm-hmm. You can find it online.
Is there more than one, or is it just one graphic novel?
There's like 4.
So there's 4 graphic novels.
Still coming out with them. So.
And how many seasons of the show now?
2.
2 seasons of the show. Okay. Let me catch up on some people. We got Terry saying, "Did you watch Ahsoka?" I'm not ready to get into Star Wars yet, but I will spend time at the end. I will say the simple answer is we have not read or watched any Ahsoka because the girls have basically quit Star Wars. They've given up. They haven't even watched the 3rd season of Mando. I had to finish Obi-Wan Kenobi by myself.
Boring.
I made the girls watch the action sequences of Obi-Wan because I thought they were so dang good watching Vader and Obi-Wan go to head-to-head again. But that was all I could make them do. So sadly, I'm the only one sticking it out. But we'll get to some of that later. Is she a Coca-Cola fan? You mean because of the polar bear?
It's like a natural environment thing.
It's an environment. It's an IMAX movie shirt.
From my mom used to work at a
Glitter wants to read that book. Thierry's in the chat. He's getting an angry face. He's getting the angry face. Good morning. Is it because I'm talking about Star Wars? Sorry, my bad. Sorry. So you read the comic, then you watched 2 seasons of the show. Does the show live up to the book?
Completely. I mean, specifically in the 2nd season from volume 3, they wear these exact outfits. Like the bedrooms are exactly the same. Like it's talked about so much, like in the behind the scenes stuff, but like they have the same posters, the same books on the wall. Like it's crazy. It's like down to a T, the same thing.
The way that they're capturing the comic which is great because I think when you love a book, and I think we in the community talk about this a lot, when you love a series, I love a comic book, it's nice to see a really faithful adaptation that captures the same feeling and the look. Obviously, they're adding music and they're adding special effects, and an actor's performance doesn't necessarily match what you had in your mind or the voice. Yeah. But when the visual aesthetic matches, it's kind of cool.
It's a little cringy, but I think it's just representing like teenagers in love.
It's
you know what I mean?
it's
So it makes
awkward
sense.
teenage romance.
But sometimes I
and that
like
stuff
take
is
a minute.
never that stuff's never like
Yeah.
it's always awkward.
Yeah,
That stuff's
it's always a
always
little cringy.
uncomfortable.
But
It's
like
just
it.
the way it is. So like I remember, watching, 16 Candles, which is super cringy, awkward, right? I think you have those teen romance movies that are notoriously about the awkward fumblings of first romances, So it totally makes sense.
Can I grab something really
Yeah, go ahead. I wanted to say hello to some friends that jumped into the chat because I saw Phil's Nerdverse. What is going on, Phil? Good morning to you, sir. Looks like Perry's like, I gave his after first Mando. I stopped watching after the first Mando season. Well, there you go. Gore says, quit Star Wars and start Doctor Who, which legitimately, Gore, this is a Doctor Who free household. We've never watched any Doctor Who in this household. Me, my wife, all the way down. Nobody has. So at some point, it just, you know what it is? It feels daunting. It just feels really daunting.
It's super long.
So there's so many seasons and it's been around for so long and so many doctors. And so I'm always like, it seems like it's too much for me. It's too much. It's not too bad here. Obviously, the temperate Southern California climate works well. So in that way, we're doing okay. It's supposed to get really hot the next few days, but it'll be probably just low 90s at the most. Yes, Perry, I hear Doctor Who's amazing. It just seems like a lot. Great question. So I don't know if you've heard this. They've announced that it's possible that for the third Deadpool movie, they're going to include this superhero mutant named Dazzler, and that Taylor Swift might play Dazzler. So Dazzler, for those that don't know, is a female superhero who can create lights with her magic mutant powers. But she's also a performer, singer, rock star goddess.
Perfect.
Like she's the hottest singer in the Marvel universe.
That's perfect.
And of course, Taylor Swift has this like sense of humor, which kind of matches Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, because Hugh Jackman's supposed to play Wolverine in it. And they're bringing all these other people. I love this casting. I think it's phenomenal. I think this choice is great.
Like, there's a million things
because it's just a one-off. This is not like they're hiring Taylor Swift to play Dazzler for 5 movies or something. But to be Dazzler in a Deadpool movie, that's like perfect. It works amazingly well. I love all about it. And yes, Perry's, all this. And yeah, we were talking about Dazzler. Yeah, Disco Dazzler. Gore says, that's why people have been asking for Dazzler's first appearance. Swift would be great. It would be Magic Lasso approved. It's right. We got another Phil in the chat. Phil Ailing's in the chat. What's going on, Phil? So yeah, I like the casting. I think it's perfect. And again, within the universe of Deadpool, where Ryan Reynolds is just over the top ridiculous. Like, how does Taylor Swift not fit that? Right? It fits perfectly. So anyways, that's just my thoughts. What is it you wanted to share? Sorry, you had something else?
This is just like Charlie's room.
Oh yeah.
Show.
So this is another graphic novel.
The mic's like totally.
This is the Heartstopper yearbook, which is a spin-off book.
Yeah. So he has like above his bed. I can't really like above his bed. Yeah, above his bed he has like a music sign, and that's like literally the whole room is just down to a T. Like it looks exactly like that.
Right.
And it's so cool.
What is the artist name? It's covered up here.
Alice Oseman.
Alice Oseman, for those that are looking for these books. I know the show is catching some hot steam right now. Everybody's talking about it. It's been a very popular show right now. But maybe that your kids prefer the graphic novel. Maybe your teenage kiddos at home want to read those instead. Plus, our library had all of these.
Yeah. One thing I liked about the graphic novels was she put so much detail in her characters. Like even the stuff that doesn't even get in the books. Like she has a whole page for just like, this is like what song they would listen to. Sorry, it's flipped.
The music. Well, because of course, music and
their
food
likes
and
dislikes
sports are the most important things in a teenager's life. Music, food, and sports are everything, and friends.
Yeah, and yeah. There's just so much like information that's like packed into the books, and I think it's so cool.
Nice. That's cool. That's cool. And then the other one is yeah. Is it when?
Summer I.
I'm going to bring up Summer I Turned Pretty, also on Netflix.
Prime.
On Prime. Okay. Let me save this image and I'll try to bring up another overlay because I know that this has been the stuff that you and sister have been watching a ton of lately and really into lately. And I want people, if they've got kids, they want to, enjoy these kind of things. So this is Summer I Turned Pretty over on Amazon Prime. And it's a love triangle show primarily, right? Because it's about two brothers.
Yeah, so it's about two brothers, the Fisher family. And so it's the Fishers and the Conklins, which is such a ridiculous last name to me.
And the Conklins have a son and daughter.
Yeah, an older son.
And the daughter is right here in the picture.
Yeah, that's
and
Isabel.
The Fisher family has the two brothers,
Conrad and Jeremiah.
And the parents are really close. The moms
are
of
close.
Those two families.
So every summer, the moms go to this summer house that the boys.
Yeah, in New England, upper state, like upper New England.
Yeah, and so they go to the summer house for the whole summer every single year since
they were really
forever.
little.
Yeah. And so Isabel Belly is her nickname.
Isabel Belly, yeah.
Yeah. She's been in love with the older brother, Conrad, who's next to Dad, who's on Dad's side.
The red shirt here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's been in love with him since she was a little kid. And then this summer is the summer she came back with a huge glow up or whatever. So then she starts seeing the other brother as potential too, after he says something or whatever. And then it's a book originally too.
Yeah, and it's based on a novel.
Yeah, and I've yet to read it. No,
two books.
Wait, 3, I think, actually.
Okay, so it's a series of novels.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out who the writer is. I'm sorry if I'm not giving
Jenny
credit.
Han.
Oh, say it again.
Jenny Han.
Jenny Han is the novelist.
She also wrote To All the Boys I Loved Before, which is super popular on Netflix, and the new show that just came out, Exo Kitty or something.
See, Kate knows everything. Kate's cool like that.
When I'm into a show, I got to know everything about it. You know what I mean?
It's more than that. I think you don't give yourself enough credit that you read a ton, you love characters, you love stories, and when you're into it, you're going to dive way deep. Yeah. I want to say backstory to this series obviously is one of the moms has recently passed away. The two boys have lost their mom
that's the second season.
Cancer. Oh, is it? Okay, sorry, spoiler.
Well, it's in the books. It's been out for years.
And it's sort of about what's happening to both of these families and all of the kids as a result of this tumultuous change that they're all going through. Yeah,
I mean, the first season, her cancer isn't really talked about until the 4th episode. There's 8 episodes per season.
Yeah, but it's part of the show all the way along.
Yeah, so the whole point of this summer for her, she's the boy's mom named Susanna, but the whole point is she wants the summer to be perfect, the last summer they're all together, because she knows she's going to pass away.
Yeah, the pressure's on her to kind of make it meaningful. But it's also now the summer where Belly's got all these awkward love things going on, and so it's creating more drama and not necessarily the idyllic version that mom wanted it to be. Yeah. And
there's a debutante ball that they have to go to that Susanna, who's the boy's mom, signs Belly up because she wants it to be the perfect summer.
Right.
And she ends up...
does she have the slow walk in the beautiful dress and the boys both go, oh, dang moment?
No. So she has to have an escort, right? So the mom's Conrad, I want you to take her, who's the older brother by Dad.
Right.
And he's I did it last year. And then he was okay, maybe I'll do it. Because he's starting to realize maybe I do actually like her.
Oh. Yep.
And then
young love.
Yeah. And then he asks her and she's oh yeah, sure. And then she finds out that she asked him to do it. And she's no, go. So then she ends up taking Jeremiah.
All right, let's check the chat and some of the comments here to see what people are catching up on here. Let's see here.
My daughter loves that show. It's so good.
Stu says daughter loves the show. There you go.
So good.
Okay, nice. Gore is saying recommending certain Doctor Who stories. Are you going to have a boy to have a son? No, that's not hard. We are the baby factory's done. The summer I notched my belt, says Lady Fantastic.
Wow.
With all the boys in the yard. Caroline is slaying. Don't see Titanic, ship sinks. Also, Oppenheimer bomb worked. Perry's copying all those down. That's awesome. Love things going on. I sense oxytocin in the air. Caroline crashing in here. I love it. Good to see you, Lady F. Okay, so of the two, Do you have a preference? Are you more of a heart? Do you like Heartstopper more? Or are you liking The Summer I Turned Pretty more?
I think The Summer I Turned Pretty is higher on the list for me, but I have like a connection to Heartstopper because I read it so long ago and now it's like actually coming out.
Sure.
So
as far as this, have you caught up? Have you finished all the episodes? So you've all 3 seasons are done.
2 seasons.
Oh, just 2.
The next one is gonna come out in like because of the strike, you know.
Got you. Okay.
They can't shoot it.
Okay. So you finished both seasons of this and both seasons of Heartstopper. You've caught up.
And they both have one more season or 2
coming at some point. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, that's fantastic. Let me bring this back down. See, I knew you'd have stuff to talk. Kate was like, I don't have anything to talk about. She takes over.
Books to talk about. And then you were
yes,
like,
you do.
And I was
right
like,
here. You got it right here. The one we're gonna pay late fees on these because Kate's been holding on to them and everybody wants them. The library is like, kids want to read the book. Bring it back. People want to read the book. So there you go. It's hot right now. So hot right now. Southern Comic Geek. I'm sorry, Jason. I didn't say hi to you. Happy Saturday, sir. Hope your Saturday's off to a good start.
The pheromones are for real. It's so true.
It's the reality.
Literally, there's so many. Okay, another thing about Summer I Turned Pretty. It's more cringy than Heartstopper. Like there's some literally multiple scenes in an episode.
I will say,
I'll be like,
but to fix all this, you have to use the word cringe right because most people don't use cringe the way you use cringe. Teenagers use cringe just to say things are awkward.
Fine.
Cringy used to mean like really inappropriate.
Oh, sorry.
So it doesn't mean the same thing. Teenagers use the word cringe to mean awkward. So like awkward romance, people, awkwardly trying to talk and have crushes. That's what teenagers use the word cringe to mean. Just FYI. That's important.
Can I talk about one more thing?
One more thing.
It's like a thing I've been watching.
Go for it.
Do we have time?
I mean, why not?
Okay, I started watching The Walking Dead.
When are you doing this? When do you have time for
I
this?
went to Hannah's house and I've just watched it. I'm on season 3.
You've watched 3 seasons of The Walking Dead already?
We should watch it together.
I think it's possible somebody's not getting their homework done because they're watching Walking Dead.
Okay, I have all my homework done. I just have extra time sometimes. But I love The Walking Dead.
There it is. Alex says, I've got 2 high schoolers. I know what cringe means. I guess I'm cringe, according to them. That's hilarious. I've lived a life of cringe from about 13 to 20. Oh, it's so good. 3 full seasons, JP. That's a lot of time. What the hell is this girl growing up? I know, Chet. It's impressive. It's quite impressive. It's always playing at Hannah's house.
Well, she's always watching it. She's on season 11.
Oh my God, this cat is
crazy.
Hilarious. It's not high on my list of needing to watch again because I stopped watching the show.
I know, but I think you should just pull through it with me. So I think we should start it over together.
Yeah.
And get through it. So.
Good note from Kate.
Mm-hmm. At first, you know what? There was like a point in the 3rd season. I was like, this is so boring. I'm just gonna like.
So I'll say what I say about the comic and about the show, which is I read the comic book because the comic book, you could fill a shelf with all the Walking Dead comic books. I read the comic book until they got to the prison. And I watched the show until they got to the prison. And both times I stopped because I felt like I already understood everything that the comic and the show was trying to say. There's no new anything.
But you gotta stay for the characters and the development and all that.
No.
Yes,
all they've got to say is human beings suck. This is going to be horrible. We're going to treat each other awful. It's going to get worse. Nothing's going to get better. Life is awful.
Yeah,
that's all.
It.
That's all that they had to say. By the time I got to the prison, I figured out their treatise. I figured out their theme, what they wanted to say, and I got it. I needed, ultimately, 1 season of the show could get me there. But I did not need more. I got it. It was like hard quick at that point. John gave you watching Adam Eve. I don't even know what that is.
I use LOL.
Spelling is killing me. Let's see.
I use LMAO because it's like
all right
in full.
I miss Trev, the shipping guru. Where's Trev? Where's he at? There he is. Trev. He got like 4 nominations last night. Congrats to you, Trev. Much earned, well earned, sir. Don't do scary. I get it.
Okay, at first, can I tell?
Air Spider says I made it further with the show and made it to about the same spot in the comics. Cringe for me is when something is intentionally sentimental, glorifying, or sappy.
Sappy.
Okay, interesting. See, terms can mean different things to different people. John's comics with Cliff Notes for Walking Dead. Have I watched Atom Eve? I don't know what Atom Eve is, so I'm going to say that's a hard no. All right, last Walking Dead comment Kate wants to make. Two more Walking Dead comments.
At first, when I started watching, I was like, this is so horrific. Like, we were eating spaghetti too, by the way. So I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's so gruesome.
Yeah.
Like, so
it's
gruesome.
Graphic. It's zombies.
I know, but like, there's no like, sus points in
There's no awkward love sexy stuff.
Yeah, okay. Not really. Yeah. But like,
because
it's
anybody,
so
why
gruesome.
would they have time for love and romance when there's like
zombie apocalypse?
Half
there's like one
undead monsters chasing them around.
But like, so like the first time I saw like a zombie get like shot or like literally like macheted to the head or something, like the baseball bat is the first thing that like the Morgan guy has or whatever. That I was like, oh my god, this is what I signed up for. So it's a little scary, but you get used to it. I feel like at the third season, I was like, oh, there's another one.
So as for people jumping in, like my man Mark, Legion of Comics, Kate's talking about, apparently she's been watching Walking Dead with her friends, and I'm learning all about it. Sheena's in the chat. Fell off after they killed Glenn in the show, and love the comics. I mean, everything.
That's a spoiler.
Yeah, well, I mean, then the comics are different than the books, so it's all.
I already knew
different.
about it. Hannah literally spoils everything.
I have not even started the Invincible animated show, so I've not watched none of it, not a single bit of it. What is Kate's definition of sus? It usually means that it's like sex related. It doesn't mean suspect or suspicious.
I just use
like
that
it should
instead
mean.
Of saying like
it just means that it's related to like awkwardness. What is up, Sleepy Reader? What's going on? Good to see you, Damien.
Oh, and I was going to ask you about. Who are you?
Hold on. Let me get to the end here. Why would anyone have time for love and romance when teens busy acting cringe with the vernacular? There you go. I'm with you on Walking Dead, John, but Invincible show by the same guy is awesome. I like him as a writer. I just think I think Walking Dead went on probably 10 times longer than it needed to go. You could have ended that show. You could have ended it and just be done. Be done with it.
Okay, can I tell you one thing?
All right. You got a question first.
No,
okay.
I heard Carl dies, and I don't want to watch anything really after that because Hannah said that it fell off.
And again, characters will die in the comics, but not in the show, and vice versa. It was very different. So and there's characters that exist only in the show and not in the movie.
Who are your top 3 characters?
Here's the problem. I don't really like any of them. I mean,
what?
I don't. Most of them are pretty horrible. They're mostly pretty awful people making horrible choices.
Okay. I have Glenn.
Glenn's obviously an easy pick.
Is like
he's
a sweet
because he's a sweet, nice guy, which means you know he's gonna die because they can't keep people like that. Everybody's got to suffer. The world is horrible.
Yeah. I like. You haven't met Michonne yet, have you?
Yes, of
course. I love Michonne. Sorry, my voice cracked.
Michonne's cool.
Love her. She's like my top second. I like Rick, but he's kind of scary sometimes.
All right.
But they're probably my top 3. But Rick is the lowest out of the top 3. He's pretty scary sometimes.
Omni John. Uh-oh. There you go. Let's see. My friend's fifth grade daughter dated a boy for 8 hours. They got together in the morning and by dismissal had broken up. That's cringe. That's right crazy. There. I didn't know that. There you go. Let's see here. What was it? I haven't heard my 15-year-old say sus yet.
I only use it when I'm describing like movie stuff because it's like what we use now. Shane?
He likes Shane. Do we talk about Human Target yet? No, I'm waiting for Kate to finish so that I can get into it. What I made my thumbnail out of.
Oh, sorry.
I'm at an hour in and I haven't gotten to it yet.
Sorry. Bye.
So thank you, Kate.
Yep. Bye.
So perfect timing, Chris. Chaos can segue us over to the fact that I finally have read volume 2 of Human Target. For those that haven't read this or haven't heard of this, even Tom King and Greg Smallwood did a 2-volume, 12-issue mini series, maxi series, whatever you want to call it, focusing on the character of Chance or Human Target. Christopher Chance is a gentleman who basically is He takes the place of people who are in danger to help them flush out the killer trying to attack them. And this is a fantastic, in my opinion, series. If you love noir detective stuff, this is going to be right up your alley. It's set in the DC universe amidst the what do we call it? It's not the JLA, it's the JSA kind of team. It's so good. And what I really love about it, more than just Tom King's writing, is the visuals. I do love the style of Greg Smallwood. The way he draws is just stunning. And I think he really does nail the look of this. Yeah, Justice League International. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Smallwood is just too great at this stuff. And I really do feel like this entire thing shines when Smallwood is doing it. You know, Greg Smallwood just kills. I adore every single panel that he's doing. Lots of great work happening here. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, I highly recommend giving it a shot. I'm sure there'll be a large collected format version. I love the 2 Black Label hardcovers that they're selling them as right now. So for me, this is the perfect thing for my bookshelf and what I would love to have for these. Maybe one day I'll go and collect a few of the actual single issues, because I didn't read it that way. I only read it in these collected editions. It's just gorgeous. Firstly, it clicks a lot of the boxes for me. It's a noir detective mystery. It's got stunning artwork. Tom King, I'm a big fan. So it was really, really, really good. Yeah, there's a definite nod to Art Deco going on here. It does feel like it's Mad Men era kind of stuff. Let's see, where did I go? What a great read. There we go. On my list. I'm so happy to hear that. Mark's going to cry about the ending. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's see here. So Tom King, definitely not doing his typical Tom King thing here. Let's see here. I only read Mr. Miracle by King from DC. I think he's done a lot of great stuff. I liked his Superwoman of Tomorrow. Is that what it was called? Superwoman Girl of Tomorrow? Something like that. That was really, really phenomenal. Definitely good pickup to read. The end was the best ending possible. There you go. Interesting. You may need to check that out. Let's see here. Saying hi to Sheena. Smallwood art is amazing. Agreed. I warned John these kids would grow and push him right off his own show. It's kind of the opposite. Will they show up for the show is the better question. Smallwood is a superstar. Completely agreed. So nice when the art pairs with the story, right? Yes. She's just jaw-droppingly gorgeous throughout. Fact. Very much a fact. I especially love the issue where he's thinking he's run. This is so good. And I use that for my thumbnail for this video, because the cover of that issue is just him standing in the shadow of Batman. And the way they don't use or try to use Batman is phenomenal. And I think that really is a highlight to good writing. That's the best written issue for sure. What is this? What shenanigans? That was my girlfriend being a bonehead. Sorry. He did do Strange Adventures, and I did enjoy that, but not as much as this. I mean, this might end up being my favorite thing he's done at DC. I love Mr. Miracle a lot, but I might like Human Target more in the end, just because the genre is one of my favorites, and the Greg Smallwood artwork is ludicrous good. It's just so good. Loved Human Target. I thought you'd just like the ending. This was very Tom King to me, though. I mean, it didn't feel like typical Tom King to me. So in that way, I really enjoyed some of that it was something different from him. Included Ice as a big character because it's his son's favorite character from the animated show. That's funny. Let's see. People are making fun of our guy Chet. You saying you were getting that book, Gore? Definitely put it on the list. Nice. Okay, good. Clay. You guys are great. So, anyways, take the time, check it out. I'm sure at some point they'll put all 12 issues into one volume and you can enjoy it. Or you can get on Hoopla and read them that way. Or if you've got the DC app, I'm sure most of the issues are on there now. But stunning, just visually stunning and great twists and good use of characters. This is a great use of characters like Guy Gardner, used really, really well all throughout. I really enjoyed whenever he would show up. Of course, Fire and Ice play a big, big part. And like we mentioned, Batman kind of playing a part, Martian Manhunter. So a lot of the DC International team and some Justice League International and Justice League proper team members as well showing up all through it. So worth the time. Absolutely. It felt very Tom King to me as well. It didn't time hop, so that if that's what you mean. No, I felt like a lot of his stuff deal with mental health, and that's not a part of this. A lot of his books deal with like past trauma coming back on people, and there's a little bit of that here, but it's not as much. Most of this is about Christopher Chance and the unusual, difficult job he's got. There's some stuff in his past and some stuff in Ice's past that come up as well, but it's not the focus of the story. It's just like, almost white noise. The main focus is on what a difficult job Christopher Chance has and what a scumbag Lex Luthor is. Lex Luthor is used really, really well as well. He can be JP, and in this series, he's used really perfectly. He's a jerk. Legion and I are King stands too. We see all the new and repeated themes. Gotcha. I get it. But you compare something like this to Vision or Mr. Miracle, and I think it feels very different to me. It was about the reality of death. Absolutely. A very unique perspective on knowing how much time you have left. Beautiful. Well said. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. That was my main big read, finishing this and this will most likely make my best of 2023 list. I know a lot of it came out last year, but for me, it finished this year and the ending had to be good enough to qualify. So it was for me, it worked for me, and you'll hear me talk about this probably a few more times this year. Other things I'm reading, I've got a little bit more left in my new X-Men omnibus, Grant Morrison's run, Frank Quitely. So I'll have a little bit more left in this, maybe about a third, maybe left in this run. So you'll expect more videos, more shorts, more reels as I finish this out. It's been great, and I can see why, as a sort of self-contained run, why it's a popular one, and a lot of characters and themes and ideas that were created or expanded upon here. Really, really, really great. Then I promised, I think it was Glitter, some Hulk. I don't know if I have a bigger omnibus in my collection than this one. I think this one's got almost 60 issues. See, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 60. So over 60 individual comics in this omnibus. I got to compare it to the Jeff Johns Green Lantern omnis because those are pretty massive as well. But this is buck wild, and I'm very much looking forward to diving into this. And this will probably be a review or an overview coming here soon in a short or something, because I want to dive in and just cruise through it. So how do you read an omnibus? I think it's like you need a desk. Depends on how big it is and where you want to read it for sure. Some of those are so big that I need to be laying down or sitting down somewhere comfortable to be able to balance them. Some of them are like the Astonishing X-Men omnibus is almost the perfect size. You can just casually read that wherever. That one works. This one is going to be tricky to read. It's going to be a challenge. Let's see. I need that. One day I'll finish the last 25 or yeah, I'm basically right there, Chris. That's kind of why I bought that, to read it in such a form. I see the mental health stuff. He was going to die. He had to deal with it and mused about it a lot. I would say a little. I don't even know that it felt like a lot, but yeah. And the other book I'm working on is another Brubaker Phillips piece. This is Night Fever, and that's going to be on my list for hopefully this weekend so I can read that. So those are on my to be read list. So hopefully I'll get to some of those this weekend. I'm a Brubaker fan and had to buy this when it dropped. So I'm very excited for that. Let's see. Did I miss something? I missed a couple of comments here. Are you going to eat a taco or burrito? No, don't have any plans for that this morning. Candles, stretching, essential oils. Then you can start reading an omnibus. Yes, absolutely. Tony Lewis in the chat. Good morning, Tony. Hope you're doing well. We don't see much of Grant Morrison anymore. Is he doing indie stuff lately? I can't remember what he's been up to lately. It's a good question. Best way to read an omnibus is to close your eyes and listen to John talk about it. I'm buying that as a birthday present for myself. Gotta have Hulk goodness. I mean, it is a masterpiece, Crystal, and at least the first 25 issues I thought were just phenomenal. And I'm excited to have it in this format and be able to kind of peruse the second half of that series. So I'm going to clean all this up now. I got some photos to take because I pulled out. Today is the theme for today's August cover art challenge is Silver Age, and I'm going to be throwing up some of my favorite Silver Age Batman related comics. So I've got a pile here just of the Silver Age Batman stuff that I love. So I'll be posting that on my Instagram later. Plus it's Throw Your Sets Up Saturday, so I got a little set just for that. Next time I'm on YouTube, I'll be on Sunday night on JP's channel. I don't know if JP is still in the chat. I thought he commented a little bit ago, but we'll be doing D&D over on JP's, I think, tonight. That's Sunday night. Am I wrong? Are we skipping this night? Big Will will be able to remind me. This might be a skipping week, in which case I got to touch base with Magic Lasso and see if I'm joining him on Sunday instead. Tuesday night, though, is the big thing. Tuesday night, I am going to be on my channel talking about mental health and talking about Ted Lasso. So if you're a Ted Lasso fan, certainly you want to hang out and listen to Everything Comics Bob and listen to Brother John. They're going to be joining me to talk about that. But the bigger, broader discussion is mental health. We'll talk about things from our lives, things that we've seen around that we feel are valuable. So definitely some things about mental health that I think are important and enriching that everyone should be aware of. So that's going to be a big part of what our discussion is on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. Just for Chris, it's 7. We all know that. Okay, we're still on. Next week might be a skip. Okay, gotcha. I'll coordinate then with Magic Lasso because I know he's trying to get me on his show one of these nights. If we're skipping, that might be the perfect time to do it. So thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for hanging out. You got both kids. I don't even know what happened. That was buck wild. It never happens like that. So appreciate everybody spending some time with us, and we will hopefully be back again next Saturday. Bye.